Breaking news on the Jump Free Agency Special. Oh yes, nobody is waiting till 6 o'clock Eastern. Adrian Wojnarowski reporting that Kevin Durant is in fact headed to Brooklyn to join Kyrie Irving and DeAndre Jordan.
June 30th, 2019. On this very day, the formula to building a championship team in today's NBA changed forever, thanks to Kevin Durant taking his talents to the Brooklyn Nets. Prior to this, we had seen 6 different teams in a 9-year span get to the promised land and win it all. In that same time span, only 7 different teams made it to the NBA Finals. Fast forward to today, where in the past 4 seasons we've seen 4 different champions be crowned, with 7 different teams making it to the biggest stage, with only 1 team making it to the finals twice in the Miami Heat. Post the era where the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers dominated their respective conferences, it's safe to say that parity has finally been restored across the association, changing the league forever. The change of pace in terms of contenders throughout the past 5 years has been abundantly clear. Sure, teams have imposed their dominance in single seasons, but not one team has singled themselves out as the next team that will take over the league for 5+ years. This change of direction is one of the many things that has marked the start of a new era in the NBA from 2020 and onwards, and in every new era, there are clear, evident changes that separate it from the rest. New stars are made and find themselves at the top of the food chain. New teams that were once considered laughingstocks of the league find relevance again, and the way the game is played overall always finds a way to change. However, arguably the biggest change in this new era is the death of the super team. Back in the 2010s, success in the league practically stemmed from superstar players joining forces. LeBron James took his talents to South Beach in the 2010-2011 season to team up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, where they managed to make 4 straight NBA Finals, roping in 2 titles in the process. Afterwards, Kevin Durant shocked fans across the globe when he joined the Golden State Warriors, who, keep in mind, just came off a 73-9 season with the first ever unanimous MVP in Stephen Curry. Durant and company would go on to win the next 2 championships upon his arrival, and if it wasn't for the Slim Reaper tearing his Achilles in the 2019 NBA Finals, we very well could be looking at this run as the first repeat since the Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal-led Lakers. And although we still see star-level players uniting in today's NBA, the league has trended away from these all-time level duos or trios dominating the league on a yearly basis. Many teams have tried emulating the super team strategy, and not a single one of those teams have made it the distance. Look at the Brooklyn Nets with KD, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden. The Los Angeles Lakers with LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Russell Westbrook. Even this season, the Phoenix Suns with Durant, Booker, and Paul. It's not impossible to win it all with a quote-unquote super team. Heck, Brooklyn was a literal inch away from potentially getting there in 2021. But due to a combination of both the fit of star players on the same team and financial reasons, it's not as easy as it sounds to build a super team. Before Durant went to the Warriors, they were a homegrown team built through the draft with sufficient depth and smarts on the clipboard. Durant just elevated them. The same can be said about the LeBron James-led Heat and Cavaliers. Of course, depth is sacrificed mostly anytime a team trades or signs for a star player. But look at the 2 teams in the NBA Finals currently, the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Both have their star duo complemented by a variety of role players to fill in the gaps, whom mostly all have developed with either one of those teams. If either team looked to make their duo a star trio, sure, they'd lose 2, maybe 3 contributors, but they've all built their team from within, with trades and the draft for long enough to the point where a star can still be added without much of a sacrifice. Is any of this to say the league will never see a quote-unquote super team ever again? No. There's a great chance we're seeing one develop right in front of our eyes with the Denver Nuggets. They have the generational talent. They have the Robin to Jokic's Batman. And they have all the depth in the world along with one of the best coaches in the entire league. And the best part is, all those players as individuals are just scratching the surface of what they will one day become. The difference is, their entire core is homegrown. This group can very easily become the next dynasty, just not in the way a team like Golden State did it. With all that being said, it's very clear the direction the league is going in. Teams who take a couple years to fully develop their talent and find a system that works are the teams who have had the most recent success. You can rally together multiple stars to play together, but I can guarantee you, the next teams that will make the jump to contention within the next few years will be the teams who decide to stick it out with the core they have now to fully develop into their final forms, rather than teams who haven't proven their title contenders yet still do whatever they can to get whichever star players are on the market, despite those stars not fitting the timeline. The way that teams are built is drastically changing. A timeline and structure is needed, and throughout the next few years, this point will continue to be proven even further.